Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector, and happy Monday. We just got done with opening weekend for baseball. It was great. We got done with the Masters, which was amazing to see Tiger make the cut. He didn't perform well over the weekend, but Scotty Scheffler, amazing performance winning the Masters. You've got basketball playoffs getting ready to heat up this week. Unfortunately for my Mavericks, Luka hurt his calf or whatever he did last night in the last game. It's like, oh my gosh, really? The bugaboo hits the Mavs again, but hopefully they can still perform well. Hopefully Luka can come back. We will see. But it's a great time to be a sports fan. There's just a lot going on, and it's great. So that's just super cool. I'll tell you all about my weekend here in a second, but I noticed that for the time I've been doing YouTube, it's been seeing people come and go throughout the years. Everybody thinks that I'm like this OG in the community, and the reality is that's just not true. There was a whole other community before I even became a part of the community. And Ed's talked about this quite a bit, Wesker Griff, because he was kind of a transition guy. Garrett Card Cutter, one of my good friends, another guy that kind of transitioned those two groups. And it's funny how there's just these, I don't know, eras is probably a good way to say it. And that OG era from way back has a lot of great people that just aren't doing videos anymore for a number of reasons. Life got in the way. They got over it. They got sick of it. You name it. Whole lots of reasons why people stopped doing videos. And a lot of them that I wish would pick it back up for fun. And the reality is, not many times do people do that, but one guy did. And I found out about this from watching Bill's video, the Hall of Fame collector. He mentioned this guy, and it's Thundering24. You talk about OGs in the community. Thundering24, total OG in the community. In fact, 2 years ago, I think he won the Lifetime Achievement Award for what he's contributed to the YouTube world. So many of you guys that are watching this that are new to the community probably have no idea who he is. Well, let me tell you, Thundering24, I'll put a link down below to his channel. His first video was a little over 14 years ago. Huge Griffey collector, huge Hall of Fame guy, opened boxes and cases of awesome product back in, 07, 08, 09, 10. I mean, he just did a series of videos showing off some of his Hall of Fame autograph and relic collection. Unreal. It's so good. And he tells great stories. So hopefully he's going to get back into a rhythm of making some videos. Unfortunately, a lot of times these guys will come back, do it for a little bit, and then disappear again. Doesn't matter. You got it for a glimpse. And then I would encourage you to go back and maybe sort by most watched so you can see what his most popular videos are and go look at those. Or just, I'm telling you, it's fun to go back and watch stuff and go, oh my gosh, that was awesome. And back then that was huge, or whatever. Just to see people's collections, and he definitely has an amazing one. So that happens. So about my weekend. Yeah, I went to Oklahoma to see my daughter. It was parents' weekend, spring parents' weekend up at OU where my daughter is. And so my wife and I went up there, hung out, and of course, no weekend in Oklahoma is complete without running by Mikey Mannel's shop, MM7 Sports Cards in Moore, Oklahoma. Great shop, lots of stuff. What was interesting to see is how much raw vintage they had in their showcases now. Absolute ton of it. Not much graded vintage anymore. And I asked him, I said, are y'all grading any vintage? He said, yeah, we have a ton of it out. So I guess they're just acquiring some more collections and building up their inventory, but tons of raw vintage. So I didn't have a whole lot to sift through. And it was kind of interesting. So the way the shop runs is MM7 is owned by a guy named Mike. No relation. He's just another Mike. There's tons of us out there. But Mike runs the shop, and he and I are the ones that have the relationship. His brothers and nephews run the shop. Mike is hardly ever there. He just owns it, which is, I guess, the greatest place to be in. You don't have to do any of the work, but you get to own it. I don't know. Ideal, right? So he gets to have all the fun and none of the headaches. But so Mike and I are the ones that have the relationship. So when Mike's not there, ironically, I don't get the sweetheart deals that I used to get when I would go in there. And the hobby's changed a lot in the 2.5 to 3 years they've been open is exactly when, probably 3 years now. At the beginning, I was a guy buying stuff that they couldn't sell. Now they can't keep it in stock, kind of thing. So it's the dynamics have changed where they don't need to give me any good deals anymore because there'll be somebody that'll pay full sticker for something. I still wouldn't do that, but I was able to get a couple of cards, but I didn't have my typical negotiation ability because Mike wasn't there. And it's not that I don't like the brothers or know the other brother, I do, but it's just not the same. And you guys know that you have that one kind of person you can deal with that you're used to dealing with, and that changes. It makes it different. But I did get a couple of cards, and I'm going to show, and I'll talk about them here in a second. Let's flip this around. I'll show you these, and yeah, that'll be it for today. Hang on one second. Okay, so like I said, 2 cards picked up at the shop, and I wouldn't say, I don't even know that I'd say I got a good deal on this. On these cards. I didn't pay sticker, which is always my case, but I paid pretty close to comps, honestly. I didn't get any sweetheart of a deal, but 2 cards for a set that honestly I have been very slow to add cards to. And it's because of the price, basically. And it's 1952 Topps. I am one of those guys that loves 1952 Topps, but I also don't think it deserves all the crazy hype and price that people give it. It's not that they're ugly cards, they're fantastic cards, but I think there's other sets that Topps did that are way prettier in the 50s. But some reason, just people go bananas over 52 Topps. It was the first real Topps set. I mean, they had 51 Topps, but it was a game set. Still baseball cards, as far as I'm concerned. I consider the 51 Topps set a real set. But I don't have a lot of 52s yet, and like literally a handful. So I added 2 that I saw there, and they were really in kind of the condition price combination that I like. If you look at this Johnny Mize, it's only a 2.5, but it's reasonably centered. There's a lot of border on all 4 sides, which is important on 52s. It's got this scuff up here, kind of out of the way. Doesn't really take away from the picture. There's no creases in the card that I could tell when I first looked. So I'm going to put it in the light here. We can maybe see together. Yeah, no real major creases, in the card. The back is super clean. No marks or anything. Definitely some rounded corners and stuff like that. That doesn't bother me. So overall, I'm like, yeah, for a 2.5 for the price that I got, sure. I'll add that to the 5-decade set, which is what that'll go in. And then the second one I got was this one. I don't know if I should put it here. Yeah, that's probably good. 52 Topps early win. Again, you see lots of borders all around the sides. Definite corner rounding. But again, I don't think there's any major creasing on it. I looked at it in the store. Yeah, especially over his face, which is where it really matters to me the most. But overall, I mean, that's a beautiful eye appeal card. I mean, if I just took off the grade, it's a nice looking card, There's the back. Okay, some paper loss on the back. So that, I didn't even notice that in the shop. But that still doesn't bother me. It's just like, wow, okay. But what's funny, another funny thing is when you're doing this, I don't have any perfect fit sleeves and I'm out. And so I needed to order more. I went onto the website. I guess it's technically called Superior Fit Sleeves now. Went on the website. Oh, we're closed till, April 15th or whatever. They've been closed for several weeks trying to get back in more inventory. So they're having supply chain issues like the rest of the world. So hopefully that'll be reopened. I can get some more perfect fit sleeves and keep an inventory, keep a bigger stockpile of those for additions that I make to the collection. But that is it for today. A couple of 52 Topps, and yeah, let me know what you think down below. We'll catch you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Keep collecting.